this video, we are going to draw this cute kawaii illustration of a magical mushroom in Procreate. During this easy step-by-step tutorial, you'll get familiar with a lot of useful features like Symmetry Tool, recoloring with Reference Tool, Liquify Tool, and making a gradient. And also you will learn the basics of drawing in Procreate. By the end, you'll not only draw an adorable illustration you'll be proud of, but also feel super confident using Procreate. And now, let's spend some time drawing! Let's begin by deciding what kind of canvas we are going to be using. Today we're using a standard square canvas that you can find in Procreate. Both our pixel width and pixel height are set at 2048 pixels. Of course, if you would like to use your own dimensions for your canvas, just go for it. As for DPI, we're using 300 and our color profile is set as sRGB with this low number. When it's all done, hitting done and getting redirected to our new canvas. And then we will need to decide what kind of colors we are going to be using throughout this whole tutorial. Of course, if you'd like to use your own colors, you are welcome to go and use them, but if you want to follow along and use the same colors that you will see throughout this tutorial, please go under the description and download all the materials that we are going to be using today. So when we decided on the colors, let's just go to our layers. We'll go to our background color layer. On the bottom we have our color palette, but for us it will be easier to go under palettes, go under cards and use the first color right here with the name background. When we did it, let's just go to our brush library and we'll go to the calligraphy folder and choose monoline brush. If you want your lines to be very smooth, let's just go and tap on the brush and go inside the brush studio. On the left, we'll go under stabilization and here we'll play with the slider amount underneath the streamline. You can go to the drawing pad and try out how it works. You can get back to the canvas and try it out there. Remember that you can always get back to this option and adjust it later on. If you don't want to use this option, it is up to you. You are welcome not to use it. So now when you are done with adjusting this option, let's just hit done and let's just get back to our canvas. We then go to our color palettes, go under cards one more time and let's just go and select dark purple lines plus shading color. When it's done, let's just go and set up our canvas. So we will use one option that Procreate has that will help us to build up our illustration. We will go under the range icon, we will go under canvas, and firstly we will toggle drawing guide. Now we have the cells, but it's not the option that we need. So let's just go under edit drawing guide and we'll go under symmetry. We have just one line here. We are not touching anything. We are just hitting done. And then we will go and adjust the size of our brush to something around 6 or 7%. And straight away, let's just tap on this slider where we have our size that we need and we will just save this size. So we will just need to tap on the plus icon and you will see that now you have this marked down onto your little slider here. So now when we did it, let's just go over one of the sides and we will start by creating this shape like that. You can do just with one line, or if you want you can just stop at some point and then go and connect it nicely in the middle. So let's just go and do it with that line. And if we have some areas that we need to adjust or erase or smoothen up our lines, let's just go and manually do that. Try to make all of your lines even and try to make them very smooth. Just go all along your lines and adjust them if you need to. And you can see with this tool, when we are creating something on one side, it is mirroring on the opposite side too. So that's exactly what we need. Make a nice smooth connection between the shape right in the middle, and when we have the overall shape like that, let's just go and adjust it. So we will go under this magic wand tool and we will go under liquify. We have a lot of options here, don't worry, we will just need to go under push and we will use the slider size. So with the size slider, we are adjusting the size of the brush that we are going to be pushing with our little lines. So now let's just go to our shape and let's just go and adjust it and make it a little bit more rounder and make it a little bit cuter. So spend some time here and adjust the shape. Go to the size slider and adjust it from here if you want to. Just go and create a cuter and rounder shape. When you have the result that you like, let's just go and tap on our adjustments twice and then let's just go and work more onto our shape. So we'll go to our arrow key and firstly we'll go under uniform method. Let's firstly go and move our shape a little bit down and then we will go and squish it a little bit horizontally. For that, we will need to go under freeform method and we will go to one of the nodes on the sides in the middle and we will drag it toward the center. If you want to go with the overall shape and work on the elongation of this shape, you are welcome to go to this node that you have on the top and adjust it from here. When we have the result like that, let's just go under snapping and we will turn snapping right here into the settings. When we did it, we will need to hold our Apple Pencil at some blank space and we will position our shape right in the middle. So we are following this orange line that is going from top to the bottom. When you found the placement and the position of this element, let's just tap on our arrow key and let's just go and start adding additional elements. So firstly, let's just go to the bottom and we will step a bit from the center line and we will go just with one line and we will create a shape of the ellipse. So just hold your line and the ends, and when you have it, we will go over the top to the editing mode. In the editing mode, you can see we have some nodes here that we can just hold with our Apple Pencil and drag them and adjust the overall shape of our element. So let's firstly go and move it a little bit higher and we will position it in that way. If you want to rotate your line when you are in the editing mode, you will need to go right between the nodes and hold your Apple Pencil there and make a rotational movement. So now find the size, the rotation and the overall shape that you would like and try to position it a little bit lower than the middle line that you have right here. When you are done, let's just tap on the screen to get away from our editing mode, and then let's just go and if you have a little gap right here in your line, adjust it manually just by creating a dot here, and then we will grab our eraser and we will erase this line right here in the middle that we don't need. When you have the result like that, let's just get back to our brush and we will go a little bit higher than our little legs here and we will create the shape for our arms. So let's just go with the shape like that. You can play around with the overall shape, you can play around with the position of this element, with the curvature. If you want to hold your line at the ends, you are welcome to go and do that. When you are done with the overall shape, let's just go just a little above it and we will create a little shape of the heart. You can play around with the thickness of this element, with the curvature of it. If it's not happening from the first try, try it out one more time. If you want to go and adjust it with the liquify tool, you are welcome to go and do that too. Just create the shape that you would like, and when you are done, let's just hit our adjustments twice if you were using it, and let's just go and start adding our facial features. So we are getting back to our brush. And firstly, let's just go and adjust the size of our brush and we will put the dots for the eyes. What we need to do is to go over one of the sides above our little heart here and just create a shape of the eye. You can play around with the position of this element, you can play around with the size of it. If it's not happening from the first try, you are welcome to go and try it one more time. So for example, let's just go with something like that, and when we have the result like that, let's just go to the previous size of the brush and let's just go right between our eyes and let's create a little mouth. Our little guide will be this little line that we have on the bottom of our eyes. So let's just go to our eye, and from here we'll move toward the center and we will create a little mouth like that. So just creating a little shape like that. If you want to adjust it, you can hold your line at the end, take a look at your illustration from the distance. If you don't like how it looks, erase it, do it one more time, and create something that you would prefer. You can also hold your line at the end and go to the editing mode and adjust it from here. You can make it very curvy, or if you want, you can go with a straighter shape. It's all up to you. Again, take a look at it from the distance, decide whether you like it or not. If you are overall satisfied, let's just go underneath our eyes and let's create a few lines like that. You can again vary their size, you can vary the amount of them, the position of them, everything that you want to vary here. When you are done, let's just go and create a little line on the top. So we are going to this little tip that we have right here, and from it we will just go up with the shape like that. You can again play around with the curvature on this element. You can make it flatter, or if you want, you can make it a little bit more domey. You can hold your line at the end and adjust it through your editing mode if you want to. If you have some lines that you need to erase after you've done everything with your editing mode, please go and erase the lines that you don't need. And when we have the result like that, one more time, let's just go to our arrow key. We will firstly go to our uniform method and we will go and make the whole illustration a little bit smaller. Let's just go and position it right in the center. We will drag it a little bit down. If you want to work more onto the shape, for example, with a freeform method, maybe make it chubbier or something like that, you are always welcome to go and adjust it to your liking. If you are playing with the freeform method, get back to the uniform and position it right in the center with with the snapping tool. So now when you are overall satisfied with everything here, let's just tap on our arrow key and we will continue by going and creating the shape on the top of our mushroom. So let's go somewhere a little bit lower than this line that we have just created, and from here we will go and create a shape of the ellipse going up. Again, hold your line at the end, go to the editing mode, adjust it. If you want to, you can go with the bigger shape or with a smaller shape. You can adjust the size right here in the middle. It's all up to you. Just create nice connection in the center and nice connection right here with the main shape of the mushroom. When you did it, let's just go over the top and continue creating the line here. So we will just go and create a little dome shape like that. Just go to this line that you have on the bottom and just continue by going up with the shape like that. Again, connect it nicely on the top. If you want to, you can go to the liquify tool and adjust your shape from here. So for example, let's just go and create a little dome right here on the top. If you want to go to this little area on the top, you are welcome to go and adjust it too. Now take a look at the whole illustration in general and decide whether you want to adjust some parts or not. If you want, you can go and play around with the face, maybe make it a little bit cuter or position it a little bit differently. It's all up to you. Now just spend some time and create the illustration, the lines that you would like to see. If you want to go and maybe make the eyes a little bit bigger, you can go to the option expand and just go to the eye and just create a little dot here. Just hold your Apple Pencil there and make the expanded little shape right here. When you are done, let's just get back to the push option and then we will go to our magic wand tool and hit it twice, and let's just go and add a few more additional elements. So we are getting back to our brush, and firstly let's just go and turn off our assisted drawing. We'll go to the layers, we will tap on our layer and we will choose drawing assist. Now when we did it, let's just go right here on our left and we will go to this bump area and we will create a little line going up in that way. You can play around with the curvature of this line, you can play around with everything here. Now we are creating just a little flower. So when we have our stem, let's just go and create a few leaves of a simple shape, or if you want to experiment and create something different, you are welcome to go and do that. Let's also go and create some veins right here and maybe create a little shape like that. When we are done with this task, let's just go over the opposite side and let's create a little mushroom here. So what we need to do is to go and create a first stem like that. So let's just go with a shape going in that way. If it's not happening from the first try, try it out one more time. So just creating a little shape like that. A little bit wider on the bottom than it is on the top. When we have it, we will go over the top and we will create a shape of the ellipse. So just create the shape that you would like. If you want to go to the editing mode and adjust it from here, you are welcome to go and do that. If you want to go to your liquify tool and adjust your shape from here, maybe create a little dome here or play around and maybe adjust the shape to your liking, you are welcome to go and do that. So now we have almost everything that we need for our outlines. The very last thing that we will add here will be going to this area right here in the bottom part of our cap. And we will just go there and we will create a lines going along this whole shape. So you can go with peculiar shapes like that. You can go with maybe some dots or some additional elements. Just remember that we are going on a circular movement and we will need to go along it and we will need to create the lines in accordance with it. So you can just go and create a few little dots like that, a few little lines, everything that you would prefer to see here. And when you are done, we are done with our lines. So let's just go to our layers and create one more layer by tapping on the plus icon. We will grab this layer and we will drag it underneath our layer with the lines. So just holding it into our layers and dragging it down. Now we will get back to our layer with the lines. We will tap on it, we will choose rename, and we will rename it as lines. Also, while we are here, we will tap on this layer and we will choose reference. When we are using reference onto this layer, we can use this layer with our lines and we can add the color on a separate layer using these lines. So let's just get back to this layer that we have just created, and from it, we will go to our color palettes and select the white color. With the white color selected, we will just go and recolor this whole area and also our little legs here. When we did it, we will go again to our layers, we will create one more layer on top, we will go to our color palettes and select the purple fill color. So let's just go with this color and recolor the top of our area. Then we will go again to our layers, we will create one more layer, we will go to our color palettes, again select the white color, go to this little stem right here, then we will go again to our color palettes and select some pinkish color. With this pinkish color, you can select any of the pinkish color that you have here. We will go and recolor firstly our little heart and then the top part of this mushroom that we have right here on our right. When we did it, we will then go again to our color palettes, we will select our purple fill color or purple shadow color, and we will go and recolor these little leaves that we have here. When we did it, let's just get back to our color palettes and select the cyan color, and we will go right here and we will create a shape of the flower. You can go with a simple shape of the circle or an ellipse, or you can go with some peculiar shapes that you have here. You can see we can't add the color right here when we have the outline. That's because we have our reference on our lines. So let's just go to our lines, tap on it and choose reference from the list to turn it off. We will then get back to this previous layer and we will add the color right here onto this area. If you want to work on the shape with your eraser and maybe create some peculiar shape here, not just this shape that you have right now of a little ellipse, you are welcome to go and do that. When we have the result like that, let's just go again to our layers. We will go to our area that we have right here for our white part and we will create one more layer above it. We will grab the same cyan color and we will go to this area that we have right here on the top and we will start adding an additional color here. So very easily just go there and start creating the outline going through the whole shape, and then we will just drag and drop the color inside. Make sure that you don't have any gaps inside your line, so just go there and loop the whole shape around. Also, if you want, you can go and add the color going a little bit beyond this frame that you have right here on the top, beyond this line that we have here. You can hold your line at the end and adjust it through your editing mode, and then just close the shape and drag and drop the color inside. If you have some miscolored places, you are welcome to go manually and adjust them. And when we have the result like that, we are ready to go and start adding additional colors. So firstly, let's just get back to this white layer. We'll create one more layer here, we will tap on it and we will choose clipping mask. When we're using clipping masks, we can work only on the areas that we have on the previous clipped layer. So we can just go to our color palettes and select pink red cheeks color, and with this color we will go and increase the size of our brush and we will go underneath the eyes and we will put dots for our little cheeks here. And to do it on both sides, we can go to our layers, tap on this layer and choose drawing assist onto this layer. So let's just go and put the dots for our little cheeks here. If you want to go with a bigger size of the brush, you are welcome to go and do that. So now when we have the result like that, let's just go and create one more layer and we will add a little shadow here. Let's just tap on this layer, choose clipping mask, and then we will go to the N icon and we will change the blending mode to multiply. For now, let's just keep the opacity at maximum and we will go to our color palettes and select the purple shadow color. Let's just go to the smaller size of our brush and we will go to the bottom and we will start by creating a wavy shape like that. You can go with some other shape if you want to. All that we need to do is to loop the shape around and drag and drop the color inside. If you have some colored places that you don't want to be colored, you are welcome to go and erase them. And also let's just work onto the sides and make them more rounded, so that way we will have some kind of the volume here. Also, we can just go and create a few particles going along this line or just going on some other places all along our little mushroom. And then we will go to our eraser and we will go to the top parts of our little legs and we will just cut these little parts here. So with our eraser, we can use all the options that we can use with our brush. So we can hold our line at the end and go to the editing mode if we want to. So now what we need is to create something in that way. And when we are ready, let's just go again to our layers. We will go to our layer with this M icon. We will tap on it and we will go to our slider opacity and we will drag it to the left until we like the result. So something around 20 or maybe 25-30% will work perfectly. Find what works for you, and when you are done, let's continue by going to our next layer. Our next layer is our little blue part on top, so let's just go again and create one more layer here. We will tap on it and we will choose clipping mask. We then go to our color palette and we will go and select the cyan blue color. With the cyan blue color, we will go over the bottom part, so let's just go firstly and adjust the size of our brush and we will just go through the bottom part and we will create some peculiar shape here. When you have the result like that, loop the shape around and drag the color to the bottom. If you want to work more on the shape, you are welcome to go and do that. And when you are overall satisfied, let's just go again to our layers and create one more layer above it. Again, tapping on it, selecting clipping mask, go into our color palettes and selecting the white color. With the white color, we will do something similar on the top, so we will just go along this little border here and we will just create a wavy line here. If you want to go with some other shape or maybe with a smaller shape or bigger shape, it's all up to you. If you want to go and maybe add some additional particles going inside the shape, you are again welcome to go and do that. So you can just go and create a few little dots, a few little lines, just create some peculiar shapes here. And also you can just go and play with opacity on this brush and maybe create some transparent elements here too. So now let's just spend some time here and create a few little elements like that. When you are done, don't forget to go and adjust the opacity if you were changing it. When you are done with this task, let's just get back to our layers and let's just go to our layer with our purple elements. So let's just go and create one more layer above. We will tap on it and we will choose clipping mask. When we did it, let's just go to our color palettes and select the color with the name pink fill. When this color is selected, we will go and increase the size of our brush, and then we will go and create a layer of the color with this little color. So let's just go above our shape and let's create the line like that. You can play around with the shape, it's all up to you. When you have the result like that, let's just get back to our color palettes and select the orange fill color. With this color, we will go over the top part and we will create another layer of color here. When we have the result like that, let's just go and make a smooth gradient. We will go to our Magic Wand tool, we will go under Gaussian blur, and we will hold our Apple Pencil at some blank space and we will be moving it toward the right until we like the result. So something around 20-25% will work perfectly. When you are done with this task, let's just tap on our Magic Wand tool, and if you think that maybe we overdid it a little bit, or if you want to move the gradient a little bit higher, let's just go to our arrow key, using snapping and uniform method, just moving it a little bit up, so we'll have this purple color on the bottom too. When you have the result that you like, and if you think that maybe the colors are not too bright that you prefer, we can go and adjust it. We can just go to our adjustments, we can go to our hue, saturation, and brightness, and we can play with the sliders here. So for example, let's just go with saturation, let's just make it around 70%. If you want to go and play with other little sliders that you have on the bottom, you are welcome to go and do that. When you are done playing with your colors, let's just tap on our adjustments and let's just go again to our layers and let's create one more layer on top. We will tap on it again and select clipping mask, and then we will go to our color palettes and select the white color. With the white color selected, let's just go above our shape and let's create a few peculiar shapes like that. So we will be going and creating some circles, we will go and create some kind of maybe different shapes, not only circles, going and adjusting the size of them, just creating a few of these elements, and we are creating something peculiar here. Adjust the size of these elements, adjust their placements, it's all up to you. Try not to overdo it, it's your main goal here. If you want to go and change the size to something very small and maybe go and add some little dots, little sparkles, you are welcome to go and do that too. When you are overall satisfied with everything here, let's just go and add a little highlight on the top and also a little shadow here. Let's just start with the shadow. We will go again to our layers, we will create one more layer, tapping on it, selecting clipping mask, go into our N icon and changing blending mode to multiply. Then we are going to our color palettes and selecting dark purple lines plus shading. And we will go to the sides, to these tips, and we will start creating the curves like that. When you have the curve, then manually go underneath it and recolor the rest of the area. And do the same on the opposite side too. Try to make nice and smooth connections between your little shadow and the overall shape. And if you want to go along this line on the bottom and maybe create some peculiar shapes, you are welcome to go and do that too. If you want to go and maybe add some particles the same way as you have them on the body with the shadow, again, you are welcome to go and do that. When we are done, let's just tap on our layers, let's just go and adjust the opacity of this layer, so something around maybe 70%, or if you prefer it to be more contrast, you can go with a higher value, it's all up to you. When you are done with this task, one more time, go into our layers, creating one more layer on top, tapping on it, selecting clipping mask, and then we will go to our color palettes and select the orange feel or light yellow orange or yellow orange lines plus sparkles. So one of these orangey colors, and we will go over the top and we will create a little highlight here. So let's just go with some peculiar shape or maybe just with a line like that. And when we have the result like that, let's just make it a little bit brighter. We will go again to our list and we will go to this layer where we have our little highlight here. We'll go to the N icon and we will go and find some other blending mode. So for example, we can go with screen, we can go with add, we can go with overlay, maybe play with opacity here. Find what works for you, and when you are done, let's just go and add a few more additional elements. So go into our next layer, we'll create one more layer here, tapping on it, selecting clipping mask, and then let's just go to our color palette and add a little shadow right here on our little mushroom and on our little flower. So let's just go either with purple shadow or purple fill color, and we will start with this little mushroom on our right. And we will do the same with our little flower. So if you want, you can go and create something like that or experiment. If you want to go and maybe play with opacity so it's not that drastic, you are welcome to go and do that. If you want to go and create one more layer on top, go and create it, create a clipping mask, and let's just go and work onto our little heart and onto our little mushroom right here. So we will go and select the white color firstly, and we will go and create the similar shapes to what we have on our main shape of the mushroom on our cap. So just creating some peculiar shapes with white color. If you want to go to your little flower here and maybe add some sparkles here or something like that, some little highlights, you are welcome to go and do that too. And as for our little heart, let's firstly go to our layers and get back to the previous layer where we were adding our little shadows. We will go to our color palettes and select either pink line or any other purplish or pinkish colors, and we will go to the bottom and we will create a little shape like that. You can do it with this brush, but also we can go to our brush library and go to the airbrushing folder. Let's just go with soft blend brush, and we will just go and very softly we will add the color to the bottom part. If you want, you can go with some other color. For example, if you were using pink lines, you can go with pink feel or pink red cheeks. It's all up to you. You can go to other places. You can go with some orangey color and maybe add it on the top. So just spend some time here and create something that you would prefer. If you want to go with some purpley color and go and add it on the bottom, you are welcome to go and do that too. When you are done with this task, let's just get back to our previous brush. So go into our calligraphy folder, monoline brush, and then we will go and add the highlights here. So going again to this white area that we have right here on the top, getting back to our white color, going to our little heart and going over one of the sides, and we will go and add a little highlight. You can go with some peculiar shape or go just with something like that. When you have the result like that, let's just go and work onto our lines. So firstly, we will go to our layers, we'll go to our layer with the lines, tap on the plus icon, and let's go and clip this layer to our previous layer. We will go and adjust the size of our brush, and we will go to our eyes firstly and go to the same side where we have our highlight on our heart, and we will go to the top area and we will add a little highlight there. You can play with the size of this element, you can take a look at it from the distance, decide whether you like it or not, adjust it to your liking, and when you are done, let's just go and change the color. We are going to our color palettes and selecting pink lines firstly, and with this pink lines color, let's recolor the shape of the mouth, our little lines that we have for our cheeks, and also our heart. When we have the result like that, let's just go and recolor some other areas. But firstly, we will go and change our brush to our soft blend from airbrushing folder. With the same color, let's firstly go over the top and we will start creating a little gradient here on our line. So you can see that if we are pushing harder to our Apple Pencil, we can create kind of a solid line. But if we are having a little pressure right here, we can create some kind of a gradient here. So let's just work with it, and let's just go to some other areas with this color and let's recolor them too. So for example, you can play with little arms here and add the color here too. And if you want to go and experiment with some other areas, you are welcome to go and do that. When you are done with this pinkish color, let's just go again to our color palette and let's select this yellow-orange line sparkle. With this color, we firstly will go over the top and we will recolor this area that we have with our yellow color. And then we will work onto the connection between the lines and make a nice and smooth transition here. If you want to go with this color to some other areas and maybe try it there, you are welcome to go and do that. When we are done with it, let's just go again to our color palettes and select the cyan blue color, and very softly we will go to these areas that we have right here in the middle where we have our blue element. We will go and create some gradient with color here too. So just spend some time here. If you want to go to some other places and add this color to these places, you are welcome to go and do that. Just spend some time here and create a nice little illustration here. What we need to do next is to go back to our calligraphy folder, monoline brush, and we will go to the bottom of all of the layers that we have here. Mostly we will go to this layer where we have our shadow on our little guy here. We will create a new layer here and we will drag this layer on the bottom. When we did it, we are using the same cyan color and we will go to the bottom and we will create a little puddle here. So let's just adjust the size of our brush and create a shape like that, or something like that. Just create a shape that you would like, loop it around, and then drag and drop the color inside. If you want to work with the shape with your liquify tool, make sure that you are using a push option and adjust the shape to your liking. When you are done, if you want to go and maybe add some additional little particles going outside the shape, you are welcome to go and add them too. So just create something that you would like. When you are done with these elements, let's just go and add a few sparkles going around our shape. Let's go to our layers and let's create one more layer above all the layers that we have here. Let's then go to our color palettes and select some lighter colors. So for example, pink red cheeks or light yellow orange. And then we will go to this folder that you downloaded, Unistem brushes, and we will be using Sparkle Chubby Full Multicolor Stroke or Sparkle Full Multicolor Stroke. And we will just go along our shape and we will start adding little highlights here. You can go and adjust the size, you can go with the stroke, or you can go with just little dots and add little highlights, little sparkles with this brush. If you want to go with another brush and maybe add a few little highlights, little sparkles with it, you are welcome to go and do that. And when you are done, let's just get back to our brush library. We will go again to our calligraphy folder, monoline brush. We will go to this layer where we have our sparkles. We will tap on it and we will choose Alpha Lock. Now we have the checkerboard onto this layer, and that's exactly what we need. That means that we can only work with the areas that we already have onto this layer. And with this, we can just go and recolor some of our little sparkles. So let's just use the colors that we have into our color palettes, and let's just go and recolor some of these little sparkles. And when you are done recoloring it, we are done with our illustration. I hope you are proud of your result. Share it on socials and tag me so I can see your beautiful creations. And if you enjoyed this video, you can find more similar Kawaii tutorials on my Skillshare or on Patreon at the link in the description. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.